Hello and welcome everyone. In this tutorial we're going to talk about the PEAP EAP-TLS. Why is EAP-TLS? Because you want the client server communications being authenticated using the digital certificate. While we're doing this, there is the certificate authority involved in the process. So before going deep in the task, we need to set up the certificate authority on the Microsoft Windows server. And after this, we're going to proceed in the steps how we just force the user or the machine here to enter the network using the certificate from its side, and also the client should authenticate the ISE server using the certificate. So they both use the certificate to authenticate each other. So in this part, we're going to speak how we set up the certificate authority in the Microsoft Windows Server. So let's begin. So in this topology here, we have the certificate authority 101. Going to just configure everything from the scratch regarding how we could just have the certificate authority up and running. Okay, so now in the server manager here, we going to go to tools, sorry, management, add rule and feature, next, next. Then we choose the Active Directory certificate services, add feature, next, next, next. So we need here to checkbox this certificate authority and the certificate authority web enrollment. Next, 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 install. We need to wait a little bit and we proceed. So after the feature being installed, we need to configure the Active Directory certificate service on this server. A little bit and then next. So we need to checkbox this certificate authority and certificate authority web enrollment and next. Right now I'm not joining any Active Directory, so I'm going to use this server as a standalone certificate authority. Next. I'm going to use the root CA and a new private key. You can just customize your options here. I'm going to use the default. Okay, just give it whatever a name you need. I'm going to just say this is TAS CA and next. You can choose the period, leave it for default and next. Configure and we wait. So configuration succeeded, and close. Okay, so we need to check if the service is already running on the server or not. Open the browser. Use the local host to access the service. So cert serve. I think there is a letter here missing. Cert serve, and we got it. So request certificate, advanced, create. We need this form, but we're going to face this error here. It's in order to complete the certificate enrollment, you must use the HTTPS authentication. So how we could avoid this annoying message? So what we need here is just make the server use the HTTPS. So how we can do this by using the MMC console, and add a certificate here, add, use a computer account, and use a local computer, finish. Okay, let's just expand this. Under personal certificate, there is my certificate here, the one that I issued in the beginning of configuring the certificate authority features. So right now, if you need to request a new one, blah blah blah, all this, you just make sure that there is a certificate existed to use it on the web server communication to issue your enterprise certificate. Then the next step is just go to the IIS, the server manager. We just the IIS service here manager, and then we go to the sites, default websites, and we should find bindings here. So we click bindings and we add the HTTPS service, and of course here you need to choose the certificate. So right now I have only one. I'm going to use it. You can name it. Okay, leave it for the default here and close. So right now if we get back to the site here and choose to use HTTPS, right now we able to access the server using the 443 port. So right now, okay, yes, everything is just doing fine here. I can choose whatever I need based on my requirements. So this is being done locally from the server, the certificate authority server. So let's just get out and access the server from outside the device. So right now there is a reachability here between the RDB device and the certificate authority. So let's open the RDB, remote desktop here. By the way, this is an online lab for rent for anyone who just need to practice a security product. You are welcome to contact me anytime. So right now we have the RDB. We need to access the server here from outside. So let's just check what's the IP address of the certificate authority server. Well, it's 192.168.11 100. So I'm going to use this IP address. By the way, I'm using the Explorer here. Little piece of information: if you try to use Firefox or Chrome, you might facing a problem there regarding the active scripting or something like this. For this tutorial, I'm using the Edge here, or the Explorer, the default Explorer, just working fine. So HTTPS and 192.168.11.100 cert serve. So continue this website. Why we are seeing this? Because the certificate is not trusted by the browser here. Okay, this is the main page. Welcome. So Microsoft saying welcome to us. Request a certificate, advanced certificate request, create and submit request to this again. Same message. Okay, now we have the same page that we can request a certificate for a client authentication certificate, or email or server authentication certificate, or whatever we need here. So this is being done here, completing the first step in our lab using the PEAP, protected EAP, using the TLS. Okay, so in the previous one, we just we should talk about the MS CHAP version 2 using the username and password. In this tutorial here, we need to talk about EAP-TLS. While EAP-TLS is just the certificates being used from both sides, the client and the ISE server, in the communication between each other. So I'm going to just close this video right now. Seeing you next, guys, talking about this particular task, how we should configure it, and step by step until we just get to the final result. See you next.